First of all, it's such a great script, and I thought, you know, that period in Hollywood when we're transferring from the silence to the talkies is just fascinating. And of course, you hear the name Damien Chazelle, you think, you know, where do I sign? He's so brilliant, and turns out to be as nice as he is brilliant. My first reaction, though, when I read the script was, whoa! Was Hollywood as wild as all that? We have some party scenes that are pretty uninhibited, shall we say. Jack Conrad is Brad Pitt. He's the Brad Pitt of his day. And so, of course, she always wants to sit down and have a chat with Jack about who he's married to that week, and, you know, how he feels about his current film he's working on, how he feels about his current leading lady, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So whenever she can get some words in with Jack, that's the coup. That's the big coup. It's interesting, her mentorship of Nellie. I mean, I think she kind of lives vicariously through, you know, the Hollywood people. She's a writer, and writers, you know, sit back and observe. You know, they don't interact as much. When she does get to interact, I think she loves it, you know. But I just think that she thinks this girl is so special and needs her. I think she really feels she needs her, and she likes molding people and molding people's careers and manipulating people to a certain extent. So this is the perfect lump of clay to get her hands on and make her even more beautiful, make her more refined, bring out her talent, bring out that unnameable quality that that Eleanor just calls it. She's got it. And Nellie is such a diamond in the rough, really rough. Good costumes always help, always help. It makes you move differently, it makes you feel differently about yourself when you look in the mirror. It makes you, puts you in a different time period in your mind. I mean, or it will remind you of characters from books or movies that you've seen that, you know, people underestimate how important that is, you know, and she's, you know, one of the best. I mean, she's stellar, and she's had all of my costumes handmade. Some of the pieces are antiques, and she's had a milliner make all my hats. So that's been really fun. Most people probably don't know much about the history of Hollywood at that time. There's little bits and pieces, you know, Rudolph Valentino and Theda Bara and things like that, but and Flappers or whatever. But I mean, I think to really delve into that time and seeing people who started this industry who only because they wanted to make a movie, you know, they wanted to go out in the desert and set up a camera and make a movie. You know, it wasn't about corporate stockholders and things like that. The people who started the industry, you know, the people who own the industry now are very different people, but to show that kind of entrepreneurial spirit and innovation and the craziness under which circumstances of which movies were made, and how sometimes you'd be making a Western, right, you know, 100 yards from where they were doing, you know, a Roman battle, and something else, you know, 100 yards from that, and you know, you realize you had no cell phones, you had no, I mean, how did you make a movie without walkie-talkies? You know, they had megaphones, that was it. You know, I just think people will be delighted, you know, to see that early rough and tumble way it started, because it's become so slick and so high-tech and so glamorous, and to see that it came out of such humble, wildly imaginative beginnings, and then to see that shocking switch to the talkies where it ended careers literally overnight, changed the entire industry overnight.